You just have to observe a man talking to his boss and talking to his peon. Then I know what the man is. If he talks in two different ways, he is a man to be shunned. I always tell young girls looking for a husband, just to go and watch him at his work and see how he behaves with his boss and his assistant. If the behavior is different, leave him. End your dating that day itself, because he is going to be a very bad person. Now what does India need? Service. I'll tell you. 5 things. The UNIDO said 5 things India needs. 5 things. A. Clean drinking water for every citizen. Clean drinking water. Even in the remotest village, I'll tell you how to give clean drinking water. You know water supply? Go to the village and tell them, collect the water in a clean vessel, open vessel, cover it with a thin cloth, put it in the hot sun for 2 hours. No germ survives there. The greatest germ killer is the ultraviolet rays from the sun. Even if you have an air-conditioned bedroom in the 5-star place, open that in the morning and let sun's rays come in so that your bedroom gets sterilized. And for saying that sun rays kills every germ, Phil Nielsen got the Nobel Prize in medicine in 1903. பொய் சொல்லல, நிஜமா சொல்றேன். I'm not bluffing. I'm telling you the truth. Now, clean drinking water. 2, 3 square meals a day uncontaminated with human and or animal excreta. It's very difficult. 3, economic empowerment of village women. Man earns, he drinks, comes home empty-handed. Woman can sleep empty stomach, but she can't see her own children sleeping empty stomach. Not knowing where your next meal comes from is the greatest risk factor for a heart attack and cancer. Did you know that? If you know, they did a survey of offices in England. The managing director never got a heart attack as much as the peon got. The managing director gets a salary. You know, a study recently showed the minute you get a Nobel Prize, walk that Stockholm, you know, you just walk that stage, you live 2 years extra. But a man who doesn't know when his next meal coming from, he will die of a heart attack. So, please empower the women economically. 3rd, 4th, 1 toilet for every house. Lot of things get managed. 1 toilet for every house. 5, see that girls go to school at least up to the 20 years, because fertility between 16 and 20 is 5 times greater than after 25. If a girl in India can get married after 25, population problem automatically decreases. You don't have to cut nothing. Another thing that you can do is to have a roof on top of those poor people, for which right now they have only the starlit sky. This is India's need of health care. I saw beautiful pictures of midday meal. I love it. But that doesn't do the job. The child is made in the mother's womb in the first 3 months of pregnancy, which is called the first trimester. This is the time all organs are made, and if the mother doesn't have nutrition, organs are not made properly. So the child will, if ever it survives and comes out, 50% of them die in the uterus. That's called stillbirth. If they come out at all, they are very small children, and they have a very small heart, very thin arteries, very small pancreas, very small liver. That's all right, because they live at least up to 30 years and then become diabetics. You know, this poor fellow, if he survives 30 years, he goes to Dubai, cleans the road, comes back with some money. There he eats a lot of, meat and things like that, which is very cheap. By the time he comes here and goes for a checkup in Jestlock Hospital, he's a diabetic. That doesn't matter. But what worries me is, there is a part of the brain called the hippocampus major, which is necessary for memory, creativity, learning, studying, everything. And this is so small in these children whose mothers didn't have nutrition, that these children, even if you give them 150% reservation, cannot pass SSLC. Because they have no creativity at all. I want you to give midday meal for every pregnant woman in Bombay, poor woman in the slums, right from the day she loses her first menstrual period. Please do that. You will get a generation of brilliant children who, even living in the slums, will one day get a Nobel Prize. If you want more details, I have written a detailed article in the Bhavan's Journal about this, and 2 chief ministers picked up the article and called me. One, of course, in one area, I am the chairman of their health department in Bihar, Gujarat. They have implemented this. Every pregnant woman now gets a midday meal, which is more important than giving a midday meal to a child. 950 million people in this world do not have more than 1 meal a day. Did it bother you? You are worried about various other things. You are worried about giving sight to somebody who has got a cataract. But did you know why he gets the cataract in the first place? Cataract is seen at the age of 40 in poor people, whereas it is seen at the age of 80 for rich people like you. The difference is simply this. For cataract to come or to prevent cataract, you require zinc and other elements in the food. So if you have a variety of food, especially fruits and vegetables, etc., your cataract gets postponed. These poor people don't have that at all. They have some rice gruel or wheat gruel and some dried thing or some pickles. They have nothing. And then the virulent ultraviolet rays. So they get cataract at the age of 30. Then you go and say, I will remove the cataract. 1,000 cataracts Rotary Club has removed. Everybody claps. But I would be happy if you fed those fellows first and prevent a cataract. This is the most important thing. Vaccinations, good, they are good. But ask yourself one question. Other than smallpox, is there any disease in the world which vaccine has eradicated? The answer is no. For the simple reason that a vaccine does not eradicate a disease. It will give you an impression. But the vaccine requires good nutrition first place. The vaccine doesn't prevent disease. The vaccine requires good nutrition, and the nutrition is protein. Antibodies are proteins. So if you have good protein like your children, you vaccinate them, they are fine. But a poor man's child doesn't have protein at all, you vaccinate it. So the British formulary says, in a poor country with lot of malnourished children, the only way to prevent polio is to give Salk vaccine. It's a little costlier, doesn't matter. It comes to about 7.5 rupees per child. It's not a big thing, but every country has banned live oral vaccine except Africa and India, and this is the only place where it can be sold. It's banned. You can't give oral polio vaccine in countries like America and Europe. You can give Salk vaccine, which is an injection vaccine. But here the argument is, we don't have money for that. It requires a lot of money. That is not the argument, my dear friends. You want to do good right? Do the right thing. Why have half-hearted measures? There are a lot of philanthropes in this world, and you see them on the television, you see them. But are they really philanthropes? You go deep into it, and you find they have an agenda, a hidden agenda. This is what worries me. So I want a Rotarian to walk his talk. And many times what happens is we have superficial talks. I'm reminded of a joke. One day a fool like me was traveling in the plane. He was a very arrogant fool like me. And next to him was sitting an innocent girl, high school girl, reading a book very seriously. So this man wanted to strike a conversation with that girl. He said, young lady, I am told that if neighboring passengers talk to each other, planes go faster. Why not I start talking? She said, fine. She looked up from the book, seriously reading, and then she said, talk about what? Then he thought for a while, what can I talk about? Nuclear science, nuclear physics. So I said, what about nuclear energy? Young girl said, that's fine, that's a good subject. But before that, I'll ask you a question, she said. He said, go ahead, I'm here to answer. She said, a cow, a goat, and a horse, right? They all eat grass. Agreed? Yes. But a goat brings out hard pellets at the other end. The cow puts out a large sort of putty, and the horse brings out large shakes of dried grass. Why is that? She asked. This arrogant fool like me thought for a long time, scratched his head and said, come to think of it, I don't know the answer. Then she said, well, that serves you. A man who doesn't know shit, it doesn't deserve to talk about nuclear energy.